Hello everyone, and welcome back to Howling Hoosier Outdoors. I'm out here field testing my new concept of kind of like a modified bedroll setup, and I figured I'd stop for a moment and talk about char cloth and char material. And I've mentioned it before in a couple previous videos, and then in my Solar Fire 101 and Flint and Steel 101 videos. That's what I used as a test medium in order to demonstrate how to get fires going with it. But in the past, have done a video on how to make char cloth, and it really wasn't all that comprehensive. It was just kind of to just do it. So I figured that now that I've got a little bit more experience with it, I'd stop and give a 101 on it. So in order to make char cloth and char material, for char cloth, you need something that is 100% cotton. In this case, I've got shirt sleeves. This is an old shirt sleeve. This is an old headband. And this is an old bandana. But they're all 100% cotton. So, in order to get these turned into char cloth, what we're going to do is we're going to take a stainless steel water bottle. This is one that has been through the wringer. The top has been melted out of it. And we're just going to throw these inside. And then we have a stainless steel mug that has been to hell and back, and we're just going to use that to cap it off. Alright, so in order to understand how this works, you need to understand the triangle of fire. The triangle of fire consists of heat, fuel, and oxygen. So by using this contraption, because that's really what it is, you are removing the oxygen from the fuel, which is going to stop the cotton material from burning and combusting. What it's going to do is it's going to just heat and heat and heat, and eventually it's just going to be what is left is carbon. And the same thing can be said for a punk material, or for a charred material. For a charred material, what I found has worked best is punk wood. And this is a spongy, half-rotted wood that I found when I was out scavenging, which I'll cut to now. Okay, to give a good example of what punk wood is, you look at this tree, you can see it's all kind of rotted. If you press on it, you can see that's really spongy. So this is going to make good char material. If you move down here, you can see even better. So all that's nice and spongy. You can pick it all up. That'll work just fine. And we're back. So the spongy material, I don't know how else to describe it. It's basically partially decomposed wood. When you throw it in the fire and then it turns to char, it has a lot more surface area, which makes it more susceptible to catching those sparks and for combusting a lot easier than most of your fire starting. So that is why this is ideal. If not the char material, then the char cloth. And this falls into the similar concept of the next fire mentality. For those of you who are in the Pathfinder system, this falls into the next fire possum mentality, because you're going to need your first fire, and then you're focusing on your next fire, and the next fire, and the next fire. And what this does is it allows you a fire starter for your next couple fires, and it makes that job infinitely easier. So we're going to get a fire going, and then we're going to, we're just going to see how this goes. Alright, so now that I got that fire going, I'm going to take my char cloth container, and I'm just going to lay it on. And now we're just going to leave it. Alright, so you can see the gases burning off coming out of that container. Alright, so I just pulled it out of the fire. You can still see there's a little bit of that gas burning off, but theoretically, once this is cooled off, we should have a bunch of char cloth. Alright, let's open this up and see what we got. Let's set the camera down for a second. Alright, so here's all we got. Some of it got a little too hot and completely burnt up, but some of it turned out completely fine. Let me grab a spark real quick. So, testing it. There you have it. Viable char cloth. Alright, y'all, so that's how to make char cloth and charred punk wood 101. If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, questionable life choices, or epiphanies, please feel free to leave them in the comments. In the meantime, I'm going to get back to camping, so stay awesome, folks.